Fahy. My student number is c13520633, and this is part 2 of my third year software engineering assignment. So first I'll give a run through of part of the code in detail, which will be listing the restaurants, the items on the menu, and then I'll show a running of the program as a whole. So first I'll look at the login success page, because this is where my part of the code really starts. So here you can see in the HTML I have a search restaurant, which is just a search bar where the user is able to type in the name of a restaurant, and it is then passed through calling the list restaurants and storing the user input in a variable called restaurant input. So we'll have a look in the list restaurants command that is called, and here you can see the first thing that's done is to create an array list to store all of our results. This is because there'll be more than one result returned for each restaurant, as each restaurant will have multiple items in their menu. So here in this line, the string rest name will store the user's input. And just here, the function getAllRestaurants in our user service class is called. So we'll have a look in here. This is our getAllRestaurants. Again, it's a public list restaurant, and it takes in the rest name where the user input has been stored. So this is while passing the user input into our user DAO. As you can see, it's called DAO, and the results that are gotten in our DAO in the getAllRestaurants function will be stored in our variable here, allRestaurants, which is of a type list. So here in our user DAO, this is where the actual SQL query is run, and the results, as you can see, our query is to select all from restaurants, the table in our database, where the restaurant name is equal to, and question mark will take the user input here, and it will be filled in here. So it'll select all from restaurants where restaurant name maybe is equal to Leo Burdocks, depending on what the user put in. So here, the results of our query are actually stored in local variables, so you'll be able to work with our results within the program. And obviously then we have error checking and SQL exceptions, so if anything goes wrong, the program won't completely break. Then over here, our restaurants.jsp. This is where the values of our local variables can actually be represented to our user and shown using HTML and JavaScript within that. So now I'll just do a quick run of the program, and I'll start with the login HTML. So run as run on server. Okay. So first I'll put in obviously not a user stored in the database. So I'm getting a login failure, and it's returning me to the login page. So now when I actually put in correct information that's in the database, I'll be redirected to this page. So here, as I said before, is the search bar for the restaurant. So I'll put in Hong Kong kitchen and search, and then I am displayed the restaurant, Hong Kong kitchen obviously, and the dishes. I have 3 hard-coded into the database, and the price. Then I'm able to check whatever dish I want, or I can check more than one, and then I can update the order. Now I have code inside here over an update order command, and it followed the same step, well, similar steps, because it's not a query as opposed to actually updating the database. And I haven't gotten it to work 100%, so I've left the code in there in case you'd like to look at it. And then if I go back, I'll just show you it doesn't only work for that. So I have Leo Burdocks if I search, and again I'll get the results that are on the Leo Burdock's menu. And that's everything.